Good morning, I'm Wendy Burke, and this is the CBC Morning Report for Friday, October 1st. In our top story, today on Morning Report, we will be looking at the impact of COVID on various CARICOM institutions. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones is the current Executive Director of CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security Impacts. We speak with him about Impacts intervention efforts during the COVID pandemic within the security services under that umbrella. Good morning to you, Lieutenant Colonel Jones, and welcome.
Thank you, Wendy. Good morning. Good morning, all.
Okay, first off, let's look at COVID-19 within the prison systems and how it was handled from the protocol aspect and also in terms of the continuation of visitation and court hearings for the prisoners.
Thanks very much for the question, Wendy. Well, early on in the piece, far back in March, Tuesday, what we would have done, as you may be aware, we convened standing committees of several aspects of the law enforcement fraternity. So whether it's police, immigration, customs, and so on, we had convened a meeting within the prison, given that the majority or quite a few of our prisons tend to be overcrowded. And so that would have been an area of significant concern for us. We brought in some of our counterparts from the Europe and the USA, given that they would have been dealing with these challenges a lot earlier than we would have for ourselves, to learn from their experiences and so on. Similarly, we benefited from the tune of some £300,000 from the UK government, where we would have been able then to provide PPE, sanitation supplies, do some training as well, because there was a little bit of fear, given that it is novel, not only amongst the prisoners themselves, but with the prison officers and so on. We would have partnered with other entities within our regional security cluster, such as CARFA, or the Caribbean Public Health Agency, to do training on things of how to protect, don the PPEs and so on. We got some psychologists in from the University of the West Indies to understand the whole issue of the fear, to mitigate those things. In addition as well, we were able to provide computers to 13 of the prisons through our 15-member membership. The reason why 13 and not 15, Montserrat, as you know, is a British overseas territory, and one other would have gotten direct funding. So we would have provided several computers to each of the member states. That way they were able then to do things like virtual courts, or have virtual visitations with their families and so on.
Okay. Now, in terms of the areas of immigration, the customs, the soldiers, and so on, how have they been helping in the management of COVID-19 at our borders and so forth?
Well, if you look at what's happening in Barbados, for example, you see soldiers deployed in expanded roles, whether it is by way of providing courier services of the COVID victims to and from isolation or quarantine, doing some of the swabbing themselves and so on. But I think this provided the opportunity certainly was a catalyst for us to leverage technology in a lot of the things that we were doing. For example, we were in discussions with the Immigration Department during the course of 2019 of developing an online disembarkation form. With the advent of COVID, that was sped up somewhat. In addition to which, whereas a lot of paper was being utilized and so on, that information that was being provided electronically, not only to immigrations and customs, but also like our port health officials and so on. So, out of every catastrophe come some blessings, but certainly we've seen the partnerships as well, the sharing of information, particularly across electronic borders, to expedite the sharing of information and to remove those contact points which could be opportunities for transmission of the disease.
Now, let's look at vaccination. Has there been a program rolled out for these regional workers?
Well, with the rollout of the vaccines is typically at the national level. I do know that in the majority of the member states, the security forces were given priority. Even within our own organization, I completed my vaccination by the 23rd of April. So we were some of the earliest ones to have the vaccines available to us. One thing I would do at this point certainly is to encourage all those who have not yet been vaccinated, certainly to take advantage of the opportunities of doing so, because none of our forces are at their optimal nominal level. So that given that we are already in the hurricane season, in the midst of the hurricane season, when we look at, you already have depleted numbers from not having your optimal numbers. You have typically around 50 or 60 so percent within the various forces of the uptake of the vaccine. I think the highest national rate when I looked at CARFA's website was about 41% across the region. I think Barbados is 35.5%. It makes less persons available for deployment. And given that Barbados is one of the four sub-regional focal points under the SEDIMA mechanism, were we asked then to respond to a situation in one of our sister countries, we would be significantly strained, particularly at this point in time where you are seeing significant numbers or increases of COVID within our respective communities.
And looking at the management since you've started, what have been some of the best practice takeaways from the pandemic that you are looking to perhaps leverage on in terms of the overall management and structure of impacts?
Leveraging the use of technology. So, for example, you're using virtual courts now, um, virtual training. We are managing, there's a CBSI Connect platform where we are in year two of a 3-year transition process. Uh, I know that since we took that over, the number of courses that we would have conducted, which is somewhere around 42 within the last, this is October, within the last 22 months or so, was about 42 courses, several thousand persons, and the savings of $35 million. But certainly the best practice or best lesson learned, leverage technology as a force multiplier.
Okay, and finally, are there any major issues that you're grappling with now that you're trying to work through?
Doing more with less. The fact that COVID is ongoing doesn't mean that the criminality has ceased. Matter of fact, as we're dealing with a novel coronavirus, we're also dealing with novel approaches to some of the modalities of crime that they are employing. So we're trying to keep up more so with, well, ideally we should keep ahead if at all possible, but certainly the traditional threats of guns, drugs, trafficking in persons, and particularly in the maritime environment, those are some of the four top priorities for us.
I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, Lieutenant Colonel Jones, and do enjoy the balance of your day. Thank you for joining us on Morning Report. Next on Morning Report, updates on the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 201 new COVID-19 cases in Barbados, comprising 94 males and 107 females. They were discovered after the Abesto Santos Public Health Lab conducted 2,427 tests on Wednesday. Of those 201 new cases, 39 individuals are under the age of 18. There are now 995 people in isolation. 5 deaths were recorded on Wednesday, while there were 2 more yesterday. Under the national vaccination program to date, 104,912 people are fully vaccinated. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as it continues its fight against COVID-19, has moved to acquire additional supplies of medical oxygen. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves is hoping the country will not have to use them.
I saw on social media, on the YouTube, and I saw in the press from Jamaica, for example, how persons were dying because they didn't have a sufficient supply of oxygen. Now, just imagine a death where you're gasping for your breath. It's a respiratory problem. So it creates respiratory ailments. You're gasping for your breath and you can't breathe. I have seen, I don't know if you would have seen a couple of them on YouTube, persons. I can't watch it beyond a couple of seconds because it's painful, it's heart-rending. You know, I don't want to see anything like that in our country. Sadly, persons are not taking the matter seriously enough and not taking the vaccine.
The Bahamas Christian Council wants an ease in restrictions on the island's churches. The call comes after officials shortened the nightly curfew and eliminated travel health visas for domestic travel.
The Christian Council is petitioning government to ease restrictions on churches enforced by the former administration. PCC President Delton Fernandez says there are a few points in the order that are challenging for churches. As a result, he said some of the guidelines were fully ignored.
Now, 2 guidelines the church has totally ignored. That's the 1 hour, because before election we had those things settled. The order was never changed. And as it relates to funerals and memorials, as you look in the paper today, there are many that are going to happen this week in churches, and this is why we need to sit and change some of the orders.
In July, churches on New Providence and Grand Bahama were limited to 1 hour services with a maximum capacity of 33%. Additionally, funeral services were restricted to graveside only, with a maximum of 30 people, excluding the officiant and funeral workers.
The graveside funerals are really challenging, especially when we can have ceremonies for 3 and 4 hours in hotels, in churches, the like, on a Sunday morning, and worship being limited to 1 hour with our social protocols in that are used all around the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for different functions on the state level.
For the first time in 2 years, cinema life is reopening in the United Kingdom as COVID restrictions are being relaxed. Since the start of the pandemic, the cinema has lost ground to streaming facilities like Netflix. But the expectation is that former moviegoers will get off their couches and return to their old way of entertainment. The hope is that the latest in the James Bond franchise, No Time to Die, will bring out the crowds again.
There's only one show in town. Bond is back. 2 years late because of the pandemic, with a change of director and script along the way. Expect a familiar face doing familiar things, smashing and schmoozing his way around the world for Queen and Country, all while showing off a slew of expensive accessories and lethal gadgets.
Now your enemy's my enemy.
Just the ticket for dealing with an international criminal gang, or maybe even jumping the petrol queue during Britain's current fuel shortage. Beyond the spectacle, it's hoped No Time to Die will come to the rescue of Britain's cinemas, forced to close for months during the pandemic.
So a Bond film is a big film in any year. Spectre and Skyfall, the last two instalments, sit respectively at number 3 and number 2 in the all-time top 10 of UK box office. And clearly, given what we've gone through in the last 18 months, the expectation and the hopes around this Bond title are bigger than ever.
Aside from the obligatory bashy crashiness of Bond, there's something almost cosy about the franchise, something deeply familiar, which is what cinemas are hoping will entice people away from their home streaming services, Netflix, Amazon and others, back in front of the big screen. The streaming giant doubled its profits in 2020, surpassing 200 million paid subscribers, with a revenue of $25 billion. The stay-at-home boom is far from over, and as the economy reopens, many question whether cinemas will be able to bounce back.
It's exceptionally good. It delivers everything you'd want from a Bond film and more, and definitely worth the wait. I think people will be pleased, and I can't really say more without spoiling anything. So,
how important is it to see movies like this on the big screen?
Massively important. It's Bond is, you know, the thing you need to see on the big screen. So definitely we'll be there, popcorn in hand.
It's hoped Daniel Craig's last appearance as James Bond will turbocharge an industry crippled by COVID. Could this be the secret weapon cinemas have been waiting for?
Time for a preview of what's coming up on Morning Barbados. And for that, we say good morning to Pearson at 007, are you?
That's right, Bowen. Pearson Bowen on the scene indeed. Good morning to you, Wendy. Good morning, everyone. She makes me laugh. Really, that's so funny. But it's Friday, and so today on the 1st of October, we're going to be meeting with a young man of Barbados who is residing in China. He is the former youth minister of tourism, and we'll be catching up with him on what are the things he's been up to while they're in that eastern area of the world. Also today, we'll be meeting with the Barbados Division of Youth Affairs, as tomorrow ends National Youth Week, and it's just ahead of the launch of the Listen Up Accord show. And we'll be catching up too with the HCQC Alumni Association in preparation for that big night of the stars coming up shortly. Just a little bit of what you can join me for later on. Wendy Burke, it's back to you.
Thank you, Pearson. We'll see you at the bottom of the hour. We'll take another break and return with more news. Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, says he will not be running for re-election at the next general elections. He made the announcement at his Barbados Labour Party branch meeting last night. Minister Bostic said he won't be contesting the election as he needs to spend more time with his family. He noted that he has given many years of service to his country via the military and also in politics. The government of Barbados has been able to meet all of the targets of the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, BERT, under the International Monetary Fund's Extended Fund Facility. This despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the volcanic ashfall. That's according to the BERT Monitoring Committee, which shared its 11th report yesterday, noting that government has specifically been able to meet the primary balance of 0% of GDP and the growth in net international reserves to levels well above the program target. However, the committee says the recent spike in COVID-19 cases, high unemployment levels, and limited GDP growth opportunities remain some key risks for the program. The committee also revealed that there were 10 new structural benchmarks established. These focused on improving the administration of taxation, modernization of the Barbados Customs and Excise Department, implementation of additional fiscal and monetary discipline, and general improvement of efficiency within the government. Yet another company has signaled its intention to encourage the vaccination of staff with an alternative of having to present a negative PCR test. Following correspondence sent out to all regional staff of Digicel, Digicel Barbados has confirmed that it will also be following suit to require a vaccination certificate from all staff from October 15th. CEO of Digicel Barbados Limited, Natalie Abrams, confirmed for CBC News that the company is indeed starting the new policy in which staff will either be required to submit their vaccination card showing proof of vaccination or submit a negative PCR test no older than 3 days every 2 weeks.
Digicel supports vaccination as a means of protecting people from COVID-19 in the best way available to us currently. As an essential service, we have a duty of care both to our employees and to the communities we serve here in Barbados. We have a duty to ensure that people are available to provide the connectivity services that our nation depends on. We've encouraged adherence to distancing, hygiene, the mask wearing protocols. We have been on board all the way. But the proliferation now of the Delta variant and its heightened transmissibility, it means we have to step up our game. Happily, the majority of our staff are already vaccinated, and so this is just another step on our journey to making sure our people and our customers are as safe as possible.
Meanwhile, Hill Milling Barbados and Lionel C. Hill supermarkets have also followed through on correspondence sent out to staff a few weeks ago, with a requirement that all staff will either have to be vaccinated or submit negative PCR tests at their own expense. Haiti has pushed back the date of its presidential election to November. This is nearly 2 months after it was initially scheduled to take place to determine the successor to President Jovenel Moïse following his assassination last month.
This is a nation without a functioning government, where gang violence is so prevalent that people are forced to hide. Many are fearful of kidnappings in neighborhoods where gangs appear to have total control.
The state is going from bad to worse. The situation of the people is worsening. It's becoming overwhelming for us Haitians. There is no hope for us, especially the young people.
Adding to the sense of insecurity is yet another painstaking recovery from an earthquake in August that claimed over 2,000 lives. Prime Minister Ariel Henry is now under intense pressure to hold elections and rebuild the legislature. But that won't happen until sometime next year, after he dismissed Haiti's Electoral Council, saying they were too partisan.
The biggest challenge is that I have to face the challenge of mistrust. People don't believe what is being said. We have very specific objectives to hold elections.
Plans are now in place to hold a referendum on changes to the Constitution, with the hope that a general election will soon follow.
We can't talk about elections when we have armed groups all around the country. We can't talk about elections when we have political prisoners. Elections are not possible when the majority of the people are dying from hunger.
Compounding the turmoil is the forced repatriation of Haitians from the US-Mexico border. Many resettled in other countries years ago and don't want to be back.
I have 5 children total. I left the country a while ago. I lost track of everything. I don't know what to do now. Because I have no money to pay for what I need to do, I don't know if I'm going to be stuck here or if I'll be able to make it back to Brazil.
It's not
Ethiopia's government has ordered the expulsion of 7 senior United Nations officials from the country for meddling in its internal affairs. Delegates who peacefully protested on the last day of the Youth for Climate conference in Milan were detained by police prior to Italian Premier Mario Draghi's speech yesterday. Since the beginning of the 3-day conference, frustration from young activists was evident. A half-dozen young activists demonstrated discontentment with the world's leaders' response to climate crisis.
Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and other young environmentalists attending a climate conference in Milan have won a seat at the table, meeting with Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi.
There is no planet B. There is no planet
Their audience with a G7 leader comes 2 days after Thunberg's scathing criticism that politicians weren't acting with urgency to solve the climate crisis.
Your pressure is very welcome. We need to be whipped into action. Your mobilization has been powerful, and rest assured, we are listening.
Hundreds of young environmentalists from around the world gathered here to propose climate solutions directly to global leaders ahead of the COP26 summit taking place in Scotland in November. World leaders beamed in, as did the Pope, to give their backing. The delegates are calling for the elimination of all fossil fuels by 2030, a more transparent and equal climate finance system, and climate education for global youth. Their proposals will be considered in the next few days at a pre-COP meeting here in Milan ahead of the Scotland summit.
This is only going to be meaningful if the things that are changing in governments right now reflect what we are saying, because that never happens.
The process should be with us and for us, not just for us, because the process that is just for us does not include us at all.
Dozens of protesters outside the perimeter briefly blocked traffic before police dispersed them. The delegates found an ally in Italy's first minister for ecological transition, who shares a key vision of theirs.
This is exactly what Greta and Vanessa together said. If we put together the social inequality at global level and the climate change emergency, we have to treat those together. Otherwise, we simply fix the climate problem, but then we have millions of people losing the job.
The name Youth for Climate can be seen as just a branding mechanism, but veteran attendees of global environmental summits tell us by focusing on young people's ideas, this conference is actually injecting a sense of optimism and urgency, sometimes lacking at such meetings.
They don't have the baggage that a lot of other people have, right? So they have the enthusiasm and maybe the naivete of wanting to change the world. I think that's an essential ingredient.
Other activists.
The activists aren't so naive, though, to believe everything they're told, and will turn up the pressure if leaders don't deliver on promises made here.
In sports, Indian Premier League table toppers Dwayne Bravo and the Chennai Super Kings clinched a playoff spot with a 6-wicket victory over Jason Holder and the rock-bottom Sunrisers Hyderabad in Sharjah yesterday. Sunrisers made 134 for 7 off the 20 overs, with Bravo taking 2 for 17. CSK replied with 139 for 4 off 19.4, with Holder taking 3 for 27. They got home on 139 for 4, with Holder taking 3 for 27. It's time now for a look at our weather picture. In Barbados right now, the temperature stands at 25.4 degrees Celsius and is fair. However, it feels like 33% Celsius. Humidity at 91% and the barometric pressure 13.9 millibars. The winds from the east-southeast at 26 kilometers per hour. Low tide will be at 6:06 p.m. and high tide at 1:05 p.m. The seas are moderate in open water, ranging from 1.5 to 2 meters and increasing. Our forecasts: a mix of sunshine and clouds with occasional brief scattered light to moderate showers and a very slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Tonight, a mix of clear skies and clouds with occasional brief scattered light to moderate showers and a very slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Here now is a look at our international cities. That was your morning report. You can join us again at noon for Newsday. Now it's time for Pearson and Morning Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning.
A very good morning to you indeed, and welcome to today, Friday the 1st of October 2021, and welcome to Morning Barbados. That's my name. I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you here on this beautiful island of ours, watching us on your TV screen. As always, grateful for your company. And those of you across the globe watching us on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook streams as well, thank you for joining us faithfully every morning. Now today we meet a young woman who's 25 years old, has a 6-year-old son, but she operates her own business. She does everything on her own, and she does everything well. We'll get to hear her story as well. We meet a young man who's an artist. Justin Seale is his name. He's only 18 years old, and yet he's produced some fantastic music. He'll talk to us a little bit about that journey too. And there's going to be a very special CBC Presents shortly that will look at the work of Stockton Miller, a craftsman of film here in Barbados, and certainly how you can contribute to his continuing development of producing great work on film in Barbados. Let's get started this Friday morning by reminding you of the upcoming Night of the Stars, and that linking of two alumni, Harrison College and Queen's College, coming together, working together to do some fantastic things. Joining us to talk a little bit more about that is Michelle Daniel, who is representing the QC alumni, and Daniel Best, who is representing the Harrison College alumni, who's also the co-host of the evening. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning,
Hey,
Pearson.
good morning. Good morning, Pearson. Good morning, Barbados.
Thank you for joining me, both of my friends, here this morning. So, the alumni have come together and you're formed this, I was going to say unholy, but holy alliance to come together to do some great things. Ending, of course, with the Night of the Stars, which is just about a week away, literally. And Michelle, I want to start with you. Talk to me a little bit about what this alliance means and what this Night of the Stars hold for all of us.
Thank you so much, Pearson, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to Barbados. Yes, so the Night of the Stars and the whole collaboration between Harrison College and Queen's College basically starts as a historical element, and it starts that many years ago with respect to the fact that we actually existed across the road from each other, and there were interaction in terms of studying and persons going across and actually collaborating with respect to sports and studies and the arts. And so now we are building on this over the years in terms of continuing to give back to the school and finding opportunities to inspire and motivate the current students, not only of our respective schools, but of the schools in this nation, in terms of building on the educational platform that that our leaders would have created and provided years ago. So that's the genesis of it. And Night of Stars was conceptualized in the 90s by Mr. Ernest Watson as an evening of elegance and a fundraising opportunity for the schools. And now we are bringing it home to Barbados, and with collaboration from 4 organized HCQC Canada, USA, Barbados, OHS, and Queen's College Association.
So it sounds like a very exciting, it's an awards ceremony on the 9th of October. And who who can attend and how can we attend?
Okay, fantastic question, Pearson. This event is open to everyone, not just alumni, and I'm going to share with you some details. And most importantly, we are very honored and privileged to have Her Excellency Dame Sandra Mason, the Governor General of Barbados, as our patron. And we want all persons to come out. I will share with you how persons can sign up. Please send us an email at 2020 HC Gathering, so gathering without a G, at gmail.com. And then you can also visit us at Facebook, www.facebook.com/HCQC Alumni Association. And the alumni will receive an e-invitation, and the general public can join us via YouTube. And basically what we want persons to have out is to have fun, to be inspired, to connect and reconnect. This is a very difficult period in our lives, and we do need something to inspire us. And basically all persons, both alumni who may need that spirit of rekindling, as well as other members of the public, can get a snapshot of what we have done over the years, and in terms of using that as a basis to take us all forward into the years ahead in terms of what is possible if we use our education and if we put our minds to it.
Amen. You said it's an elegant evening, so therefore am I, before my camera, expected to be dressed elegantly?
Yes, persons have that option. We want persons to turn on their cameras and engage. So we're not saying, you have to go out and buy the most expensive event, but choose something nice, because people are not getting to go out. So use this as an opportunity to actually, dress up nicely and put on your cameras and smile and, and talk to others and make new connections as well as rekindle old ones.
Indeed, and this is where you come into play, Daniel, now with the meet and greet. This is where people get to meet new faces and engage one with the other. How is the meet and greet going to play out? Explain for everyone watching, and especially for your past students of Harrison College and Queen's College, how they can come together in one space virtually, meet and greet.
Absolutely, Pearson, and good morning again, my friend. Pearson, as you heard from Michelle, this is a global event. This is not just for the alumni here in Barbados. We have alumni across the world. I did a quick calculation, and our two institutions, our two schools, have collectively been around for almost half a millennium, 426 years. That's a lot of time and a lot that we have given to the world. So the meet and greet, let's start there. This is about rekindling that alumni spirit and encouraging giving back. This is a fun event. Is going to be a virtual cocktail party, and the alumni spans 7 decades, Pearson. That was a bit before you and I were around, just a bit. Right?
Just a bit.
7 decades, just a tad. Yeah, so we want to meet, reminisce, hear stories from times past, hear stories from what's happening right now, and all in between. So you mentioned, we want persons to put on their cameras. We want to see what you look like now. We remember what you might have looked like back then.
Yes.
Maybe some of us, like myself, look the same way. The gray is a filter. The gray is a filter, Pearson. Stop it. So, but put on your cameras and come up. But also, it's a virtual cocktail party.
Yes.
So, as everyone who went to these schools would know, bring drinks. Bring drinks. Yeah. Turn on your camera. With a beverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could be clear or brown or otherwise, red or white. And let's share. Let's talk. Let's find out what's happening with you now. And that's just how we're gonna kick the night off. As Michelle so rightly said, this is a heavy time. We're living through a heavy time right now. So we're observing all the protocols by doing this virtually. But we want to have fun. We want to just ease the tension just a little bit,
Yes.
So dress up, doll up, put on your glad rags, your Sunday go to meetings, whatever. If you can still fit in your school clothes, I'm not sure if many can. But if you can, then maybe even put on those. Bring your beverage and come. So as I said, Pearson, this is about rekindling that alumni spirit from our two institutions. But it's not only persons who went to our two institutions.
Right.
Everyone is invited. Half a millennium of history, everyone in this country has been touched by these two institutions in one way or another. Come out and celebrate with us.
Can't disagree with you at all. But it's also part of a fundraising effort, Michelle. Could you give us some idea then as to what you're trying to do here with this fundraiser?
Okay, thank you, Pearson. So over the past year or so, we've actually been collecting information, liaising with the principals of the two schools as well as the PTAs to understand what are the key needs, the big needs. And so for Harrison College, there's a need to actually equip a robotics lab, QC, in terms of actually preparing a science lab for the schools. And what we want to say at this point in time is that sometimes, schools are labeled, but the students of both of those schools are committed and are very interested in robotics. And that is in line with the national directive in terms of ensuring that the skills in technology are enhanced. For QC, we're focusing on an arts program, enhancing the arts program, and as a lover of the arts myself, that's near and dear to my heart. And then also food science labs. So we know food security is very important. So for HC, looking at building and equipping a food science lab. And in terms of Queen's College, the sports pavilion that we've been raising funds for a long time, and that project was started by Free Alumni, where we have a charity. We really need to finish that and allow the students to have that opportunity to function and excel in their sports. So both schools have big projects, and we need the help of not only alumni, but interested persons across the globe who have the interests of Barbados at heart and in terms of the interests of our school system. And so those are some of the key fundraisers that this project and this event will be seeking to happen.
Indeed, and part of which will be the publication of the commemorative book as well, where you're showcasing some of the outstanding exploits of your past students as well. And I know subscription would have closed, yes, their pre-orders would have closed yesterday, yes. But for anyone who still wants to make sure that they get their order in, how can they do so?
Yes, so just simply drop us an email, same email address, 2020 HCQC Gathering without a G at gmail.com. This is going to be a lovely publication. It is a coffee table collective item, and in terms of limited edition. So do not hesitate. It will give you lots of stories to inspire of persons across decades, as Daniel mentioned, in various disciplines, and also will highlight some of the awardees from previous years in terms of Night of the Stars. So do not hesitate. It's not too late. HCQC Gathering without a G at gmail.com, and you can make your orders there.
Daniel, what are you most looking forward to on the night, October the 9th, in that meet and greet and that big Night of the Stars?
Person, the Night of the Stars, the meet and greet, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing, many of my colleagues and peers from time to time. But the Night of the Stars is big. And I'll tell you what, we are going to be awarding 10 winners, 10 of the persons who have made outstanding contributions across a range of thematic areas, sectors, disciplines, arts, industry, business, right now. 10 persons. And more than just awarding these 10 persons, we hope that their stories will serve to inspire the next generation, the future generations, actually the current generation in school, because many of our awardees, as you will see, started from quite humble beginnings. And as I'm sure you know, Pearson, Sir Arthur Lewis, the first president of the Caribbean Development Bank, said, education really is the path out of poverty. And you will see from our award winners the effort that they put in and how their diligence, their discipline, and their selfless nature contributed to the upliftment of the Barbadian society and essentially of the world that we live in. Mm-hmm. So that is really going to be an inspirational moment for all of us. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I'm looking forward to having a beverage with some friends. Is it okay to say that on TV? I'm not sure if it's okay to say that on TV.
That's all right. That's all right. We forgive me for that moment in time. But I want to thank you guys. We want to thank you guys for joining. Indeed, I want to encourage everyone to go to 2020 HCQC HCQC Gathering without the G at gmail.com. Sign up, get your e-invite, and for all of us who didn't go to those two hallowed schools, you can join on YouTube on the night, October the 9th, and enjoy the Night of the Stars as well. But most of all, make your contributions to the very worthy cause as well. There we're sharing some information with you on the Facebook page of HCQC Alumni Association. Check it out, get to know a whole lot more, but most of all, make yourselves available for the meet and greet and the big night of the stars. Thank you, Michelle, former colleague at Barclays Bank. Thank you, Daniel, former Methodist, a big man in the Methodist Church indeed. That's where I met both of them. Thank you so much for all the best.
Thank you, Pearson and Barbados, and have a great day. Thank you.
Likewise.
Have an awesome day. Stay safe, guys. Thank you.
Morning Barbados continues right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
With just 12 and a half minutes to go to the hour of 7 o'clock, and this week in Barbados we've been marking National Youth Week with the Division of Youth Affairs. Joining us now to talk about how that week has been going and what's coming up tomorrow as the week concludes are Hewley Watson and Naeem Johnson, who are both Youth Program Assistants with the Division of Youth Affairs. Good morning, both of you.
Hi, good morning, Pearson. Good morning, Barbados.
That's Naeem?
Hey, good morning. No, that was Hewley. I'm Naeem.
That was Susie.
Hewley's at the top, Naeem's at the bottom. I got you here
At
now.
the bottom.
Clear. Got it.
Yeah,
So
good morning,
let's start
Pearson.
with
Good
you,
morning, Barbados.
Hewley. Tell us a little bit. What is a youth program assistant? What is it that you do?
Well, basically, a youth program assistant is similar to a youth commissioner. We go into our communities that we are assigned to, and we just assess the needs of the youth in that environment and refer them to the various youth programs that are provided by the Division of Youth Affairs. And let me just say, the Division of Youth Affairs have a lot of programs out there for the youth of this island, and there are some excellent programs, whether that in terms of employment, social skills, development, you name it. The Division of Youth can and is providing those tools for the youth of this island.
Now, Naeem, he said, you know, you go into communities and you assess. What are those assessments saying to you about our young people?
Right. Hey, morning. As it says, what you was saying, based on my assessment, because we went in some of the communities, especially when the last storm had came, it says that a lot of young people are hurt in these times, and they just need a voice, they need assistance, they just need opportunity. And I find that when you give young people opportunity, they can strive and they can make the best of it. So based on our job and stuff, when we go into the community, we try to get them involved in the programs and stuff, because we know that once we give young people an opportunity, that they will excel far and beyond.
Indeed. And so, Hewley, you were talking all excitedly about all of this range of programs that the Division of Youth Affairs has to be able to arrest what you're discovering as well. So, all week long in this National Youth Week, I know that there were many opportunities for young people to engage. How would you say the week has gone thus far?
The week has been going great so far, Mr. Boyne. As you know, we're in a COVID environment, so most of the activities had to be done in an online environment. I must say that for the division, it is something new that we are attempting, and so far, I must say we're doing an excellent job at that. Once you follow the division of your first Facebook page and our Instagram page, you're going to see that all of the activities for this week are being posted within our social media handles.
Yeah, because I've been following the Instagram page in particular. I see you've been very active, very active, and that's a good thing because you're meeting the young people in the spaces that they are as well. And so, what's happening today, Naeem? What's happening specifically today, Friday?
All right, so I'm glad you say that. So today we are focusing on uplifting our stars, right? So in essence, what it is just shedding a positive light on the youth because you don't in these tough times. So excuse me, youth can seem to have a bad image. But as they say, once you give them opportunity, they can strive. So during today, we're just going to be posting via our social media platforms. And some of the members are the youth that will pass through some of our programs, right? That will bring striving and giving them, highlighting their achievements and their successes. But as I said, you can check our social media platforms, either on Facebook, which is the Division of Youth Affairs, or you can check it on Instagram at the Division of Youth 246, which is abbreviated DIV Youth 246.
Right. Uplifting our stars. You said that these are the achievers through the range of programs that you do there, the Division of Youth Affairs. So back to you, Hewley. This is where you love, you're passionate about. So walk me through some of the programs that you think have great impact on our young people.
Okay, so I'm Pearson. I'm just going to give you a recap of how the week was going in terms of our week. So on Monday, we would have launched our Tools to Thrive school outreach program. This initiative is basically a campaign of mental health and physical health and wellness. It will be done during the public secondary schools. Because it's a launch, it means that it will continue there after the National Youth Week. On the second day, we had our Youth Volunteer Day, which is still ongoing right now as well, where we encourage youth organizations, clubs, and groups to just, do voluntary acts of service. And not only that, but we encourage them to record those acts of service and post them or submit them to our website or our social media pages. And then we had Get Hired. Get Hired is basically a 2-day employability workshop, which is the aim of providing job opportunities for the youth of this country. And the age range, Mr. Boyne, that we're targeting for that program is age 18 to 25 years of old. And this program is one where potential employers get to interact with, budding young people who are ready for the job force. So those are some of the events that we would have done so far. And all of them are geared of promoting, assisting, and really helping young people out of, unemployment in one aspect, and also helping them in terms of their physical and mental development as well.
Are you seeing the level of response that you'd like to see from the young people in engaging in these activities and programs?
Well, since that we are in an online environment, that is where us as young people strive. And we'll find that because a lot of the programs are now in the domain of the young persons in terms of the social media atmosphere. That's where a lot of us are going to do our shares, our likes, our tags, our hashtags, and stuff like that. So you'll find that a lot of the engagement will happen, especially in those online environments. Not to say that our Get Hired program or even our Tools to Thrive community school outreach is not going to have those kind of impact as well. But just saying that because of the kind of flexibility that we're having right now in terms of this National Youth Week, I must say that everything is going great.
Naeem, can you tell me about the launch tomorrow of the Listen Up Accord show? What's that about?
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm really excited to tell you guys about the Listen Up Accord. Right, so in essence, what the Listen Up Accord is a program geared towards providing a safe space for young people to discuss issues affecting them going on, right? So this is where youth experts will be engaged in real talk discussion, right, on various topics that are affecting young people on a whole. right? So the launch is tomorrow, October 2nd, and it is starting at the 3:30 p.m., right? So we have an excellent panelist, an excellent moderator, and there's also opportunities for you to win a giveaway, right? But the main aim of the Listener Accord is to promote youth advocacy, right?
Mhm.
And it's a launch for a series. So we're having a 10 episode series, but tomorrow is the big launch. So we are excited, we are eager, we are just so hyped for you guys to participate and join in. So just remember it's at 3:30 p.m. and don't miss out because you're gonna
So,
miss a wonderful experience.
so how can we see it? How can we engage with it? Where is it? Tell me how, because I don't know where to go to see and engage with this launch. Where?
Right. So I'll tell you. So it's going to be streamed on CBC. You can watch it on CBC, or you can follow it at our various social media platforms. So you could tune in on Facebook, which is the Vision of Youth Affairs Facebook. It will be live there. Also, it's going to be streamed on our YouTube page as well. Just like at the Vision of Youth Affairs, right?
So tomorrow, with this newfound push in youth advocacy in Barbados, a space and a platform has been created for young people to weigh in on national issues affecting them, as well as providing solutions to guide policy for national development. So tomorrow at 3:30, we encourage everyone everywhere to tune into TV8 or to be online at the Division of Youth Affairs or on our CBC online platforms as well. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. You say it's the start of a 10-part series. And so every week thereafter will be the Listen Up Accord show.
Yes, please. We are having it, as you say, it's starting at 3:30, but because of something that is showing on CBC at 5, we are officially going to have it at 5 p.m. on the following Saturday.
Oh, so it's our fault.
No, it's not your fault.
That's all
life
right.
happens, man. But
Yeah, life does happen.
So we await you
Right.
guys to be engaged and have real thought-provoking discussions.
It sounds that way as if it's going to be really interesting. So Hughley, give me quickly a sense of who the moderator is and who will comprise that panel.
Pearson, I am not going to give you all the nuggets this morning in terms of that. All I'm going to tell Barbados is that I'm encouraging you to come and tune in on our Listener Accord program. The surprise is that once you are there, you are going to get to see our dynamic moderator and our excellent panelists, and I'm looking forward to you guys listening to what is being shared. And the reason for this is really and truly is that sense of mystery for the program, because like Naeem said, it's our launch, so I don't want to give out all the goodies out to the bag. I prefer you to be there and tell us how it was at the end of the day.
Hughley, be careful what you ask for. All right. So anyway, it sounds really fantastic. And you two guys come with such energy behind what you're passionate about. And I love that. And that's great that kind of energy is happening at the Division of Youth Affairs. So it's been a great week. It ends tomorrow, but the work that you do continues. And we want to encourage more and more Barbadians to continue engaging with you on your social media platforms as well. So Hughley Watson and Naeem Johnson, both youth program assistants with the Division of Youth Affairs, thank you for joining us. We look forward to tomorrow's launch at 3:30 right here on TV8. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
You are very welcome. We're going to come back with more on Morning Barbados after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, we're already at 7 o'clock this Friday morning, and now it's time for the news. Here's Wendy Burke.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, says he will not be running for re-election at the next general elections. He made the announcement at his Barbados Labour Party branch meeting last night. Minister Bostic said he won't be contesting the election as he needs to spend more time with his family. He noted that he has given many years of service to his country via the military and also in politics. The government of Barbados has been able to meet all of its targets of the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, BERT, under the International Monetary Fund's Extended Fund Facility. This despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the volcanic ashfall. That's according to the BERT Monitoring Committee, which had shared its 11th report yesterday, noting that government has specifically been able to meet the primary balance of 0% of GDP and the growth in net international reserves to levels well above the program target. However, the committee says the recent spike in COVID-19 cases, high unemployment levels and limited GDP growth opportunities remain some key risks to the program. The committee also revealed that there were 10 new structural benchmarks established. These focused on improving the administration of taxation, modernization of the Barbados Customs and Excise Department, implementation of additional fiscal and monetary discipline, and general improvement of efficiency within the government. During the week's special edition of News Extra here on CBC, Health and Wellness Minister Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic revealed that government is gearing up to roll out home isolation and quarantine. However, what does that mean to the man on the street? What do they think about it? CBC's Shane Jones went on the road to find out.
I think it's a good idea if people be honest and stay indoors, because the way how things are going now, it seems like the facilities are getting full and really fast.
I think is a good idea, and I'm glad with the anchor thing, because even though people self-quarantine, they still want to go and shout their friends and shout their family. So I think it's a good idea what the government is trying to do.
I think that you're still taking a chance, because I can't guarantee that persons are going to be that disciplined to self-quarantine. If there's an emergency or something happens, you know, they might probably want to leave home. And people are normally in have a way of taking chances, right? And they might take a chance, right? Even though they have the bracelet, they might still be able to leak through the crack, you know? So I am not too sure it is a good idea.
Really and truly, I don't think it can work, because when you got one bathroom to use, I don't think that can work at all. Because basically for me, I believe that you gotta touch everything everybody else touching. So I ain't feel that can work. I don't think so.
Delta variant being on the rampant as it is right now is probably the next best option in order to really save space for people that more need the immediate help. So if you're not overly so to have people that aren't as much as showing symptoms as other people, they could just stay home until their quarantine is over and then proceed as normal, and then just get medication as directed by their doctor or healthcare professionals. So it'll be a little bit more easier on the healthcare system and having to find space for everybody to quarantine.
I think it would help with people who are struggling with separation anxiety, because I know a lot of people are having challenges with their family being away from them for too long. But my only concern is if people will be following the rules and so on. But I think it will remove the strain that the government might be experiencing with the amount of cases that we're having daily.
I think that it was necessary from before. The healthcare system is very overwhelmed at this time, and I think that it would be an important thing at this point, at this juncture right now, because of everything that we are going through. A&E is overwhelmed. The doctors are pretty stretched, so I think it's very important right now.
In keeping with a call from head of isolation facilities, Dr. Corey Ford, for national prayer in the face of the ongoing COVID-19 wave, the Cathedral Church of St. Michael and All Angels has stepped forward with 9 days of prayer. Dean of the Church, the Very Reverend Dr. Jeffrey Gibson, has called on Barbadians to participate in the 9 days of prayer as the island grapples with a worrying spike in COVID-19 cases and deaths. The special Michaelmas Novena, involving quiet reflection at midday every day until next week Thursday, began on Tuesday this week. Dean Gibson says the novena offers an opportunity through fervently engaging in quiet prayer and deep reflection to open our minds and hearts to discerning the still small voice through which God has spoken to humankind throughout history. The Good Shepherd Primary School will have their own library. It is coming as a result of volunteer efforts of the Alumni Association of UWI Cave Hill. Work has started, and President Dario Welch told CBC News that it is also a way for them to give back to society.
To ensure that persons know that university students, aside from getting their education, they're also willing to give back to their respective communities, whether that's on island or globally. And so we wanted to encourage alumni to give back. We also really wanted to foster, education from early and ensure that those students know that university is a possibility for them. And so I think that seeing alumni out and active will ensure that they know that, they can also do this at some point in time in the future.
The alumni president said their effort is also to attract support from similar associations in Barbados, but they're beginning at the primary level.
Younger generations are the ones that are going to lead our countries going forward, and so we think that they recognize we need to impart knowledge into them, give them the support that they need, and so we are in turn getting the support from the alumni to move forward on projects like this.
And that's been news. It's back over to Pearson Bowen and Morning Barbados.
Thank you, Wendy Burke. Have a great weekend. It is 7 minutes after 7. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, the Crumbs question of the day.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So it is 8.5 minutes after 7 o'clock. I have a question for you, but you need to call me on 228-5562 or 228-5563. That question of the day from Crumbs Bakery is coming up. So 228-5562 or 228-5563. This question is, what are the contents of a crispy fried chicken snack box? And what's the price of it? The snack box. So what are the contents of a crispy fried chicken snack box? And what's the price of that snack box? Easy weasy Japanesey, right? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Jump on your phone, give me a call. What are the contents of a crispy fried chicken snack box? And what's the price of a snack box? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Let's see if you know. Good morning, hello.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm well today, but you far, far, far. So, where are you watching us from, sir?
Low Bernie, so you ain't that far.
Hey, oh, it's you. It's you. So, how are you doing? It's been a while.
Yeah. I hope
You been doing good? Is he there? Are you there still, sir?
Yes, I hope I'm lucky.
Or you hope you're lucky? I hope so too, but I'm ready for you yet. So tell me, how has the heat been? How have you been handling the heat?
Yeah, with the heat cause I had a fall and I fall and hurt my spine and it leave me with shortness of breath until I had trying to recuperate and things. So I've been really, unless I have a little breeze with it, it has helped me good.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. But you know, when I listen to your voice, you still sound joyful. You still sound happy, and that's really good.
I wish they feel as good as my voice. Because people tell me so.
Your spirit is in the right place, and that's fantastic. Let's see if you're lucky. What's your answer for me?
You say what is the content of it? Having 3 pieces of chicken.
I'm
Hello?
listening. I'm listening.
3 pieces of chicken, some chips, and then I have something like a salad with like Albert or macaroni, something in it.
Okay, and what do you think is the price of all of that?
I think it is $12.99. It is.
You sound as though this is what you would like to say in the snack box, because that's not what is in the snack box I'm talking about. So you want 3 pieces of chicken and some macaroni salad. Are you good to go, right?
Last time what I wanted. So that's why you say that.
No, that's not one. That's not the snack box I'm looking for. But thanks for trying, my brother. I wish you well. Okay, keep that spirit up.
Likewise, you keep the good work up.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. I like him. He's there from there in Lower Bernie. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Tell me, what are the contents of a crispy fried chicken basic snack box? If that's what you're thinking. What's the price? Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Where are you watching us from?
St. Andrew.
All right, St. Andrew. Where exactly in St. Andrew are you?
Rock Hall.
What part?
Rock Hall.
Oh, Rock Hall, St. Andrew. All right.
Yes,
what is the answer for me?
It is 2 pieces of chicken, fries, and a bun. You could get barbecue or fried chicken.
Keep going.
And the price is $12.99.
What
But
makes
it's
you
called
so...
at $13.
Because you don't give back a cent. Listen, have you been there before? Because you sound so sure.
Yes, I go to the Spice Town branch.
So you go to the Spice branch and you order a snack box, and that's what you get?
Yes, please.
And you don't get a drink with it?
No, I will have to buy a drink.
I like you, Mr. Andrew. You're absolutely right. You call it $13? You see, hey, the applause has gone up for you. Indeed, I love it. You're absolutely right. You're going to get 2 pieces of chicken, a bun, some fries, and it's going to just cost you $12.99, or what you say, $13. Thank you so much. Stay on the phone, all right? Don't put down. Don't put down. We have to take some more information from you. She's spot on today. She's winning herself something delicious from Crispy's Fried Chicken and Crumbs Bakery. We want to wish her a great weekend. We're coming right back with more right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
16 minutes now after 7 o'clock. You know we love here on Morning Barbados to bask in the excellence of our people everywhere they are. We're going to China now to connect with Justin Seale. You will remember the name, and when you see the face, you say, yeah, we remember him. He used to be the former Minister of Youth, Minister of Tourism here in Barbados, but he's now living in China. Good morning to you, Justin. See?
Good morning, Pearson. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and it's good to see you. Thank you so much for having me here again.
Is it ni hao? Is that how you say it?
Correct. Excellent. Ni hao, ma.
All right. Don't take me any further because I have no clue as to where you're going there after. But Justin, what are you doing in China?
Well, I'm in China, University of the West Indies. We have a partnership with a local college here in Sushi, which is just in the east of China, outside of Shanghai, 30 minutes away from Shanghai. And we are partnered to bring in a new program in engineering. It's a 2+2 program spent in the Caribbean at campus, the Cathedral campus, or even the St. Augustine campus. And then the last 2 years are spent with us in Suzhou.
So you would have had to become, no doubt, very adept at Mandarin. So how was that in getting your tongue wrapped around the way they speak?
Well, it was a learning cliff, not a learning curve. But in 2008, when I came over to study the Chinese government, and being young and ambitious and willing to strike off into the world, that was the guiding force that led me to achieve level 5 HSK proficiency in 1 year. I thought it was great until I sat in class for my first year and heard all my classmates talking about second derivatives in Mandarin, and then I had to go and learn all the technical jargon again, rather, that would come along with that. So it was a challenge, but the good thing about the current program, students would have a Caribbean aegis in China. They would be studying the aegis of the UWA.
How long have you been there now?
I've been here now since 2018. We had a cohort come across during that period, and I am extraordinarily proud of them because they were here when the pandemic broke out in first case in at the end of January 2020, and I know what it was because I dealt with them firsthand, and I saw it in their eyes. I felt it as well. It was a challenge that we needed to overcome, just like other challenges. So just okay, we had our own activity, and I'm pleased to report that they have all graduated. They're now back in the Caribbean, and we've graduated second cohort they're preparing to graduate now, coming up in October. So please keep your eyes out to see our lovely new graduates coming back into the working world in the Caribbean. It's almost like their debutante ball.
Well, then you're well placed to help us understand this pandemic. We heard it started in China, that's what we heard. But then, we've not heard a lot since then in terms of its management because, it seems as if it's under control. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I say that. In China, zero COVID policy. And as soon as one or two pop up, there are instant restrictions. Before we get there, though, the entire infrastructure, an entire digital infrastructure, which like WeChat and Alipay, they are super apps. Consider them as an amalgamation of Apple Pay plus Facebook plus Instagram. You have a digital wallet. I can travel the entire country with just my passport and my phone because I can pay for everything, book hotels, everything online. That infrastructure. Hopefully, what they did was creating a QR passport system. As soon as there are cases identified in a jurisdiction, that area is labeled as a high risk jurisdiction, and travel to and from will be displayed in your app. When that happens, of course, you're going to be faced with more scrutiny. It sounds so it can sound like a little much. I visited somewhere and it was labeled that way after I came back from therefore then I was caught up in this dragnet. But it wasn't terrible. I wasn't taken off to the police station. It wasn't anything like that. It's just curiosity and, you know, viewing you as a little bit more risky. So then I had to prove, and to prove it, I just got the test and it was negative. And all that can be uploaded into the app as well. So I'm not saying that we can copy and paste this solution in the Caribbean, because of course we have different factors that influence how we live. But sure, go ahead.
But operating within a cashless society, you know, I mean, that's a complete culture shock, cultural change for anybody like us. Cash is the currency, and here it is. You're saying no, it's operating in China now in the digital space. So cash, what's that? How was that for you in adapting to the fact that you no longer have to reach into your wallet? You're just reaching for your phone.
Funny you should say that, because I went to an event. And things got better, and when a waiter came up to me and he shook his cup, but then he persisted and he pushed the QR code into my face, and I helped but burst out laughing, because even the beggar is better with the technology than some of us. You know, he's accepting payments digitally. It makes life a lot easier. I think definitely if we move forward with this digital revolution in the Caribbean, I mean, who knows? It could be so much easier for all of us. Your electricity bill in your bed when you wake up in the morning on the day is due by just tapping it on your phone. And this is the type of digital future that we envisage, and that's why we have our partners. And we want our young people to solve these problems that we have in the Caribbean and blend it rather with entrepreneurial mindset. It's all about preparing our societies for a digital future.
What's your view of Barbados from China at the moment?
In what way? Barbados for me will always be my little safe space. It will always be my little paradise, where I don't have to worry about being misunderstood as much as being elsewhere. You know, in Barbados we do speak English, but there are things I can say before I say to you, Pearson, well, you good? And you tell me, yeah, man, I'm good. We can understand that. I don't have to further explain the context. So there's a base level of existing that makes this just the perfect place to be, to relax for me. So my view of Barbados, cherish. It's a cherished view. I really hope other Barbadians would also what we have in our society and protect, because we're unique, and in the big wide world of everything that's going on in the last 4 years of crazy coming from some of our friends in the north of us, you know, we have something unique that's special, and I think we should keep it for ourselves and for other generations.
It's about home, though.
Pardon me? I didn't hear that one.
What do you miss most about home here in Barbados?
Oh man, listen, I saw you talking about crumbs just now, and I was just minding to myself. I miss a good currant slice. I miss random things. People would think that I'm a crazy man because I sit at home sometimes and I miss melody times, or I miss a bulldog from the gas station, or a roti from Indian Grill, a saltfish and potato roti. Like the most random things at the most random moments. But as a result, though, I've taught myself to cook a lot. I have like sessions with friends and family, and you should see me the first time I learned to make black cake, and I burned the sugar, and then I had to throw out the whole pan because the pan got burned up. so, but as a result, the life skills that I got from that are that now I can make something that fit to my own individual taste, Barbadian taste as well. So I feel better for it.
That is so fantastic, Justin. It was our pleasure connecting with you all the way there in China. What's the time at the moment?
It is now 7:25 p.m. on Friday evening.
Oh, okay.
October
So
the 1st.
you're just 12 hours ahead of us. That's fantastic. Well, Justin, it's
Correct.
great catching up with you indeed. I love the fact that you've been able to learn more about their way of society. You know, I love the cashless options and the different ways in which we can use technology to improve on what we do and how we do what we do. I can't wait with excitement really to receive some of your information, some of your knowledge and your experience back here on this island, and to move us forward in the technology space as well. So Justin, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck over there in China.
Thank you, Pearson. Have a good morning. Thank you.
Likewise, you're very welcome. Morning Barbados will continue with much more right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. Our next guest is just 25 years old, owner of her own business as well, single mother but doing really great work. Salome Valence, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Pearson, and good morning, Barbados.
Thank you for joining us. Now, when I saw your name, I thought Salome, but then I'm told it's pronounced Salome. Is that by choice? Is that the way your mother always said it has to be pronounced?
That's the way my mom says it has to be pronounced. I think the majority of babies who hear my name have pronounced it the way you thought it was.
Yeah, that's right. But I love it. I love it. It makes it very exotic indeed. And so congratulations on your business. You're now the owner of Sushi by Salome. So what is Sushi by Salome?
Well, it is just bringing a different experience to Barbadians on a traditional classic from Japan. And I know sushi has become kind of a big thing in Barbados now. It's a way to eat healthy as well as enjoying, the traditional, as I said. But I do put my own flair on it, trying to bring in some Barbadian spices. Barbadians love spicy, and also some twist from the Caribbean as well.
You are a can't stop, keep going, always working kind of gal. And that I found so interesting, that whatever time of day you're up and you're busy working on it, because you're very focused on your business. Where did this passion for being so laser sharp focused on your business come from?
Well, from a young age, my mom was always trying to get me to be an entrepreneur. I didn't start out as an entrepreneur or as a business owner. I started out in the hospitality sector. And coming from my mom going into the hospitality sector, which is very laser focused, as you said, I've kind of picked up those skills along the way. Also working with the chefs that I've learned a lot from along the way. They're very laser focused. They're very passionate about what they do. They've always encouraged me to be focused, go after what I want. So that's kind of stuck with me throughout the last almost 10 years.
Sushi in all its iterations. Those who love seafood, they would love what you do, Sushi by Salome. So can you give us a sense of the different ways in which you produce and prepare this delicacy so that people can actually enjoy?
Sure. Well, at Sushi, we don't just focus on raw foods, because I know sometimes Barbadians are a little hesitant to try the raw food aspect of it. So what I've done is I've brought in a lot of different cooked options that anybody can enjoy. So I have, for example, tempura shrimp. A lot of people love that as well. We offer canny camel, which is an imitation crab stick for people who like the taste of it but are allergic to seafood. They can also have that as well. And a fried calamari, people really love that one. So I've brought in a lot of cooked elements for those who are not as adventurous as the raw fish eaters.
Some who are not as adventurous, hand up in the air for real. But you've been operating now, what, since 2019? You've been doing this. So how has it been going? You're doing that, you're balancing being a single mother of a 6-year-old son. And how are you managing all of this at the same time, really running Sushi Me by Salome?
It is a struggle. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
It is really hard. It's a lot of work. I've been open from October 9th in 2019, so I'm actually 2 years this month.
Yes.
And we're celebrating our 2-year anniversary with month-long specials. And for me, I think the hardest part of my business and being a single mother as well is now that the children are online. That is a big challenge. The business itself is challenging. And then keeping up with my son, you know, making sure he does his best in school, making sure he's attended to, is kind of forced me to go out of my comfort zone even more, because owning a business in itself is going out of your comfort zone. It's a lot easier to, you know, go to work for a normal 9 to 5. You're just doing a job that somebody has, you know, put there for you to do. Yes, you do your best, but for me, I manage every aspect of my business, my social media marketing, my accounting, my spreadsheets, actually doing the sushi, and still buying supplies, maintaining my supplier relationships, as well as dealing with the online school with my son. So it has definitely been a challenge, but I do have my partner to thank for helping me as well. I do have the support of my mom. She's always been there for me. So I make it through.
Doing very well. Fortunately, you've been born into a family of entrepreneurs, so you have the drive within you to just make it through. I want to talk to us, where can people go to see what it is that you're offering so we can get a sense of what's on the menu?
Yeah, so you can go to Instagram. I use a lot of social media in my marketing, as that is my target market, that like 25 to say like 40, 45 age group. And a lot of young people use social media. So on Instagram, you can go to @Sushi Me by Salome. Facebook is the same Instagram name. And I also do have a website, www.sushimebaisalome.com. And everything is listed there that you may not actually see on the Instagram or Facebook page. And you can take a look through. There are different options for platters, cakes, sushi cakes. Sushi platters have become a really big thing in the last year as well, for people to celebrate a birthday or anniversary in a different way.
Do you operate Monday to Friday, or, as I saw just on your Instagram page, Thursday to Saturday?
Yes, I usually operate from Thursday to Saturday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Obviously, because my son has school as well, I try to manage to juggle both in a way that is easier for me to do.
So walk us through the menu again so we get a sense. And for anybody who wants to order right now, tell them how to order as well.
Well, if you want to order right now, you can order through our website. As I mentioned before, www.sushimebaisalome.com. And it's listed from the top. They have the sushi rolls, so all your options. There's an exotica. I think I named that after myself, since my name is so exotic, as you said, Pearson. And there's the exotica. There's the flame, which is the fried calamari. There's another favorite is the pink lady. That's the fresh salmon, and that's a fried roll on the outside. So the fish is still cooked for all the non-raw fish lovers. And there are tofu pockets as well. Those are a big hit with Barbadians. They really love them.
So, over the 2 years that you've been operating now, Sushi Me by Salome, what have you learned about yourself?
I think I've learned how to not sleep. I'll be honest. If I get like 5 hours a night sleep, I get a lot. Because I'm normally up, as you say, I'm up majority of the night, working on paperwork, spreadsheets, planning my menus, planning my marketing, and there are a lot of business tools as well to help small business owners get the most out of what they can get from their business. There's Facebook. Facebook has a business option. And you go on, you have all of your Instagram and Facebook is linked. So you have everything there. You can schedule posts, schedule story releases, so that it's not, I don't have to be on social media every single day. So I can post in advance for the week and everything is uploaded. These last, on my Instagram page, the last, I think, 4 posts that you see were from my scheduled posts from before. Yeah.
So you found a way to make it work for you, and you're working it, girl. And I see the reviews that are so positive, and that brings me such joy to know that you, Salome Valan, so you're making quite a success of yourself and your business as well. Sushi Me by Salome. It's available online, on Instagram, on Facebook, and the website, all named in the same way. Sushi Me by Salome. And you can certainly order online. And you do delivery, or do I have to do the pickup?
Oh, I do deliveries as well. So there's scheduled deliveries on the website. When you go through and you go to your checkout options, it will ask you if you want to do curbside pickup, or if you want to do use our delivery service.
Let me tell you, girl, you're well set up. You have thought of everything, and you're doing all on your own with your son as well. And this is great because you're teaching him a fantastic lesson. So you're doing very well, Salome Valance. It's our complete pleasure to have met you this morning. I wish you every success with your business. Sushi Me by Salome, and this world is yours to conquer. Just go after it.
Thank you so much, and I'm so grateful to be here, and thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Thank you too. Morning Barbados will continue right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's now, 21 minutes to go to the hour of 8 o'clock. Time is ticking by so quickly. It took my breath away. Just want to introduce you now to a very young and upcoming artist. His name is Justin Seale, and he's just released his latest song. Take a look at this and video.
Hey, on that dream. This one finna blow up. Yeah. Thanks. To have you back, I give anything up inside my power. Just to see your face, have you here for one more hour. Sick of going to your tombstone and laying flowers. Right now, I wish heaven had some visiting hours. I try to tell my story and they say they understand. But how'd you feel if your mother wasn't in God's plan? I can't do a thing, my life is in his hands. But it left a hole that will last for a lifespan. You never get it till you see it from my point of view. I don't even feel blessed when I'm saying I true. My mama gone, left behind kids 5 and 2. My daddy's heartbroken, his heart is in 2. You know it's funny, the innocence of a child. I was happy when I saw my mama coming down the aisle with her eyes closed, even gave her a little smile. If I can't control myself, I'd probably be in juvenile. I wanna meet you up in the sky. I hope that you recognize your child. You recognize your child. I wanna meet you in the sky. I don't want my angels to cry. I hope that you recognize your child. You recognize your child. I lost my queen.
Oftentimes we look at videos, music videos, and we see actors portraying different scenes. This one is a true story. Jonathan Seale, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me this morning. Thank you.
You okay? Watching that video yet again, did it trigger emotions for you?
Yes, it did. Shooting the video, writing the music, even recording it, it was a very emotional process because, as you said, is coming from a place of like personal experience.
Yeah, for those who don't quite know what that is, do you mind sharing?
Yes, please. I had lost my mother at a very young age. So the video was really just an expression of what was really going through my mind at that point in time. Because for me, writing music is a method of like how I cope with certain things and just deal with my everyday life. So it was just really trying to handle the situation now that I'm older.
You said you loved to meet her in the sky. She left you when you were quite young. And so you didn't have all the luxury of time to spend with mommy because you're 18 years old now. What do you miss? What do you wish you could say to her that you have said through the music video?
Honestly, to single out one thing that I would really like to say would be very difficult. But I would like to say I love you, along with many, many other things. But for right now, I know that she's looking down from above, and I hope that through my music, she will hear me.
Well, you have me, you have my little heart fluttering because I can well imagine how difficult it would have been to conceive it, to have come up with the whole concept alone, to think I need to write something to mommy about mommy, knowing that mommy is not physically with you. And then to do the video, a walk to the scene, you know, it must have pulled a lot out of you at 18 years old. So there's a huge well of emotions within you. You're at the Barbados Community College at the moment?
No, please. Right now, I'm finishing my second year of sixth form at Queen's College.
At Queen's?
I'm looking to head off to university after.
All right. So what are you hoping to head off to university to do?
Right now, I'm looking to go into the field of management with either psychology or marketing. Psychology because I would like to be able to help people that go through similar experiences as me, and just people that will have these issues that want to express them. But I also in the future would like to continue doing the music to have the goal of being an international artist and to help grow the music scene in Barbados itself.
What do you think your mother would say about your decisions at this stage?
Right now, everything that I have been doing with the intention that when it's all said and done, she can look down and she can say that she's proud of her son. I'm proud of the decisions that I have made. Right now, I'm just honestly just trying to make the most of every opportunity and just make her proud.
That is, to come from a young man at 18 years old, that is tremendous indeed. So let's talk a little bit about your music journey so far. Is this your first production, song and video?
This is my first video, but I have released a few songs before this one. I think about 5 songs and a few collaborations I have released prior to this one, but this was my first video and I felt as though this was a good song to have as my first video because it allows me to really showcase the message better.
Yes. What genre are you most comfortable in?
Right now, the genre that I'm going into is R&B and hip hop, but I really pride myself on being versatile. So I have been able to do Afrobeat, dancehall, and just try to express my music in any form that I can. But right now, it's mainly hip hop and R&B.
What are you leaning most to, performing or writing? Because you know there are different areas in which you can engage in the music industry. You can choose to be the producer, the performer, the writer, the whole whatever. Where are you most? What are you most leaning towards, the writing or both writing and performing?
I love to write, but I also love to see when what I have written has come together. So I really like to perform. I like to record music along with writing. So I feel as though doing both like is my ideal right now. But just to be able to express the words and the ideas that I have, I really enjoy that process.
Yes. What's your stage name? Because I know your mother gave you the name Jonathan. Jonathan Seale is your
Yes,
given
please.
name. So what do you go as a performer?
My name is DOEJ or Doje.
You're
And the
Doje.
DOE stands for, yes, please. And the DOE stands for Dreams Over Everything.
Ah, dreams
Yes,
over
please.
everything, Jay. I love that. That's so clearly you're very focused. You have an idea as to what you want to achieve and who you want to market yourself as. And the song is called Recognize Your Child. Why
Yes,
that
please.
title? To walk us through that title and what are the lyrics within and what's the message you're coming through in that song?
The title of that song comes from some thoughts I was having at a young age when I started to develop an understanding that I had lost my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had lost my mother at such a young age, you know, as you grow older, your features would change, all them things. I didn't really get to spend that time to really even have a clear image of my mother in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I know what my mother looks like because of photos and because my sister really looks like my mother.
Mhm.
So I was wondering, like, will she be able to recognize me now that I have grown up, now that I have become her teenage son, more so than just her little baby.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I come from a very religious household, I really believe in God and heaven, and that's why I was really asking the question: if I was to meet you in the sky, would you be able to recognize me? Yeah.
Jonathan, listen, you are making me go cold. The depth to which you've conceived all of this, that's a very good question. If you were to meet me in the sky, would you recognize me? And you're living off the memory, what little memory you have around you of what mommy would have looked like, and you've put that into song as well. So where can we see this music video? Is it online? How can we?
This music video is available on YouTube, but the music is available on Audiomack right now, and it is in the process of being released on Apple Music and Spotify, most major streaming platforms. But the music video itself, you can find it on my YouTube channel, which is DOEJ Official on YouTube. Yeah.
All right, Doejay, Doejay is his artist name. The song is called Recognize Your Child. It is an immense pleasure meeting you. Clearly a very wholesome young man with a very strong focus.
Yes,
I
yes.
hope you do well in your studies as you go forward as well. And also in your music industry, your music career too. So we're looking forward to even more of your productions as well. And something tells me mommy's watching you with a big smile saying, look at my little boy, look at he, yo man, who he talking to? You know, so I'm so proud of you for doing what you're doing as well. Mommy must be very, very proud of you as well. So celebrate that fact. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very
all
much.
right? You're very
Thank you for
welcome.
having me.
You're welcome.
Enjoyed
Take
it.
a look once more, everyone, at this great song, Recognize Your Child by Doejay.
Thanks. To have you back, I give anything up inside my power. Just to see your face everywhere for one more hour. Sick of going to your tombstone and laying flowers. Right now, wishing heaven had some visiting hours. I try to tell my story and they say they understand. But how'd you feel if your mother wasn't in God's plan? I can't do a thing, my life is in His hands. But He left a hole that will last for a lifespan. You never get it till you see it from my point of view. I don't even feel blessed when I'm saying I true. My mama gone, left behind kids 5 and 2. My daddy's heartbroken, his heart is in two. You know it's funny, the innocence of a child. I was happy when I saw my mama coming down the aisle with her eyes closed, even gave her a little smile. If I can't control myself, I'll probably be in juvenile. I wanna meet you up in the sky. I hope that you recognize your child. You recognize your child. I wanna meet you in the sky. I don't want my angels to cry. I hope that you recognize your child. You recognize your child. I lost my queen, got stuck with a whole bunch of jokers. Didn't know.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's so noisy here. Leave bad.
It's all about the music. The music.
This is BW6 with breaking news.
In the headlines, Ah, our top story today. You wanted a little more sugar, Barbados though. Issued a public announcement.
Anyhow.
In the interest of public health and
That looks like Frank Jilts in one of the Boardhouse productions. And we're looking now at the business of film right here on Morning Barbados. And we're happy to be joined by filmmaker in himself, Di Brown. Good morning to you, Di.
Good morning, Pearson. How are you doing?
I am great, Mr. Nutty Professor. Listen, at the last time we heard the host of Beige Stage, and now you're going to be doing, very shortly, hosting a very special CBC Presents, looking at the business of film. So, what about the business of film do you think is so critical for us to zero in on?
Well, right now I'm working with Boardhouse Productions. They have some fantastic opportunities, and all about the business of film is getting films made. So tonight is going to be like a fundraiser event. We're going to be premiering a fantastic movie called Visitors that you were just seeing a little clip of. And we'll be talking about all the projects that we have lined up. And we're hoping that Barbadian businesses would see the productions and would hopefully invest and donate some money to getting this production done. Because for a business of film to happen, we need money.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Plain and simple, makes sense, Mr. Professor Man. But you know, Stockton Miller is the filmmaker that we were just looking at, and he has been doing such great work. He's been triggering our imagination. He has been inspiring us in so many different ways. And so Boardhouse Productions, of which you're a part, you know, the ability now to be able to do even more is where you need the support. And so tonight is where we begin the journey of saying, you know what we'll do, we'll go beyond just watching, we will actually invest in those productions. So what's going to happen tonight? Talk to me, man.
Tonight, you have the same Stockton Miller. You're going to get introduced to him. You're going to get introduced to his team. He has a fantastic young team. He has a fantastic young female director, Cheryl Belgrave. You're going to meet Frank Jilts that you would have just seen. You're going to meet Benjamin Blackman. And we're going to be talking about all the projects that we have lined up. The same Stockton Miller that you would have mentioned, I would have seen him growing as a filmmaker, develop over the years. And now with Visitors, I think it's his finest work. We will premiere it tonight. You guys will get a chance to see it. Stockton was approached recently to do an international film project, to be part of an international film series. And we were trying to raise money over the last couple of months to get this project made. We didn't get the money raised in time to be part of that series, but the same company said they would, once the movie is made, they will put it on their distribution platform. So we are all raising funds so that we can get this movie made on an international level. I also have my project Pants and Shirt, a Bayesian movie that I'm working with Boardhouse, teaming up with Boardhouse Production to produce, and there are other projects as well. So Barbadians will get a chance to meet the Boardhouse Production team. They get a chance to see the film Visitors, and talk about anything else that it relates.
And most of all, pull from their pockets and donate. So how can people...
donate.
Yeah. So those who will be watching tonight, this very special CBC Presents, what are the channels for donations?
Well, you can, hopefully the links will be up. I was hoping that the links, you guys can put up the links. But tonight we will have the links up on you can pay via PayPal, or you can go directly to the Boardhouse Production bank account. And it's going to be as on the screen now, direct deposit. We want you guys to watch the film. And then when you see the quality of Visitors, when you see the special effects and everything, you can say, hey, these guys can make a full-length feature film, and they want to donate. If everybody in Barbados donate a little $5, we can.
And this perfect time is end of month for a lot of people. So hey, a little bit easier cash flow. So use that cash flow to be able to make a donation. And you know, you can donate to the bank account, Blackboard House Productions, the bank account. We have the information right there on your screen, account number, all of that. And you can also go to PayPal.
There's also PayPal as well.
Yeah. boardhouseproductions@gmail.com. And the whole point is that we are supporting the business of film. We are supporting the excellence of our theatre practitioners now moving into film. You are part of it, Dai. And so we want to encourage all Barbadians. What time does the production tonight start, CBC Present?
It's 8 p.m. and it's called CBC Presents, the business of film. And I want to thank CBC again for allowing us the opportunity. We did a fundraiser at Sagicor School of Business, and it was well attended, and we did raise funds, but we figured with CBC's exposure, more people will know about Borehouse Productions, more people will know about visitors, and more people will hopefully donate.
Right. And that's the whole point. So tonight at 8 o'clock, folks, tonight at 8 o'clock, be before your TV screen right here. This very screen you're watching right now. And for those of you watching online as well, be before your screens to watch the premiere of Visitors, but most of all to donate. Donate. Don't just watch. Donate, because every cent goes towards aiding and assisting those in the production of film. Dr. Miller, Boardhouse Productions as well. Just tease me a little bit about Pants and Shirts.
Pants and Shirt is a movie written and will be directed by your boy Di Brown. It's based around one of Barbados' favorite pastimes, dominoes. It will be taking place within 3 major locations where dominoes are played, in a rum shop, a block, and in a house. It has in certain words, but it is a hard movie, if I do say so myself. It is a R.H. Beja movie, Pearson, so you should have a good idea.
Pick sense from that.
Once those guys read the script, they were like, yeah, bro, we can team up and get this movie made. And have a whole bunch of local actors reading the script, and they're down, so... Once we get some funding for all 3 of the projects, we get on the road.
We get on the road. Deborah, we got to get on the road now. But thanks for joining us, my brother. We'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. You're very welcome. Take a look, folks, at the trailer as we tease you about what you can see tonight here on CBC Presents. Take a look.
Pops. Pops, are you? Pops. Pops, you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you sleeping?
Yeah. Who's that?
Robbie. Big Rob, your grandson.
Robbie?
Actually, Pop, I feel you can stay tonight though. Just to make sure you get on everything, okay?
Following the reports of a low-frequency signal over the Caribbean Sea, several sightings of UFOs have been trending on social media.
That sounds serious though,
Regional
man.
scientists and researchers are trying to establish the authenticity of the videos, as some international scientists believe the events may be connected. The government of Barbados is asking the public to remain calm and indoors.
I want to go. I want to leave.
I want people to know that we did not leave the isolation center. Okay, we were abducted. Okay, aliens came down and they took us. I know it sounds crazy, okay, but they abducted us.
Can't give you all. Watch tonight at 8 o'clock, but donate. That's it for today, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. We do look forward to seeing you again on Monday, if it be God's will. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.